This is Rhys, a 15-year-old pro drifter who's going to show me everything I need to know for my upcoming challenge, tandeming with the legendary Daigo Sato at his drift mansion in Japan. And this is me, a Formula Racing driver who's measured success by doing exactly the opposite of drifting. While I've racked up my fair share of track time, I'm a complete newbie when it comes to drifting, so I need all the help I can get if I don't want to make a fool of myself in front of Daigo. So today, Rhys and I are going to hop on our simulators, and he's going to show me everything I need to know across a series of drift circuits and cars ranging in difficulty. But first, here's a little bit more about Rhys's incredible story.
Hey, I'm Rhys Conklin. I've been doing drifting since I was 11 years old. I started on the sim when I was 9, got into a real car when I was 11, so I had a good 2-year amount of practice on the sim, and it really paid off. I've been drifting since I was 11. I'm 15, almost 16 now. I'm in the Pro-Am level of drifting now, but my big hopes are getting to Formula Drift and Pro-1.
Yeah, Rhys's story is absolutely nuts. Considering he's been on a simulator since 9 years old, I really can't think of a better person to show me the ropes today.
Okay, so what are we thinking for bringing me up to speed? What are the main topics we should cover on the beginner side?
First, I'm thinking just entries, figuring out how to get into drift, then we can figure out how to maintain drift, transition, then you'll become a pro at it. But I'm thinking first, we definitely need to get entries down.
So just like with grip driving, the corner entry is pretty much 90% of the battle of being a good driver. Everything else after the entry is essentially just a snowball effect. So not only are entries vital to getting the corner right, it's also just really, really hard.
So there's a number of ways you can do this. One of my favorites is just clutch kicking. So second gear, clutch kick. So it's...
Okay, so that's clutch and no handbrake.
Yes. And occasionally, sometimes you can use the handbrake to just scrub off speed when you're going into the corner, but it's more just clutch kicking and then just letting the car sit at angle. And once you're done that, pop the clutch back out, just completely dump the clutch and just go at it.
So essentially, to initiate a drift, Rhys explains that there's 3 different ways of doing this, either with a handbrake, weight transfer, clutch kick, or a combination of all of those things. Pretty simple, right? Turns out it's much easier said than done.
Just for the record, everybody, I'm using left paddle as my handbrake because I'm very new at this.
All right.
Oh, that was bad.
What you do for a clutch kick, you want to try and just push the clutch in and rev it up to the limiter and then just dump it.
Okay, gotcha. I think that's what I was doing wrong then. Yeah, okay.
So that's where I was. Remember when I was saying with clutch kicking how it's a little bit fast?
Fast meaning you just put the clutch down and in and out very quickly.
Yes, but also if you have a lot of speed going into the corner and you try and clutch kick, you just go even faster. So
Okay.
that's the difference between clutch kicking and hand braking. If you clutch kick, you want to try and enter with lower speed so you can get up to speed with the clutch kick. But handbrake, you want to enter with a lot of speed and then just pull the handbrake because it slows you down a lot.
Okay, so it's not really like a corner by corner thing, it's a speed related thing, which one you choose.
Yeah.
Oh. This car, I'm definitely going to get used to the lower power, because I did this a few times with higher power cars, but I think it was giving me a false sense of hope.
With higher power, it's a lot easier as soon as you get back on throttle. Yep, so slow down and clutch kick. Yeah,
I use handbrake for sure there, though.
Oh, that's it. It works as well. Yeah.
I find this super interesting with drifting. My tendency is to think that using the handbrake is actually bad because it makes initiation so much easier. But actually, drifting is very much about subjective style. So I've always wondered, how in the hell do you actually win a competition when there's really no stopwatch to actually beat?
Okay, drifting is pretty much like a ballet of motorsports. The main 3 are style, line, and angle. That's why they have boxes and clipping points scattered around the track. Style is really just if you're flicking it, if you're doing really aggressive transitions, really just anything that looks really stylish. The line part is based off of, are you hitting all of those zones? Are you putting the front of the car in every one of those clipping points? Angle, pretty self-explanatory, how much steering angle you have throughout the entire track. And then for chase car, you also have proximity. So it's how close you are to the lead vehicle and how well you're mimicking the lead vehicle.
So is there strategy if you're the lead car to make it more difficult for the car behind?
Some people do it and it's kind of frowned upon. So if you're driving dirty, it's more of like a really.
So as the lead car, are you like keeping an eye on the guy behind you much, or?
No, you have a spotter. For example, like my sister's my spotter. And so she analyzes everybody in competition that I could be going against. Yeah, I'm gonna come out on track and come chase you for a minute.
Alright. It really is like a whole new set of skills. I'm using, you know, some elements of what I've learned in motorsports, but like drifting just takes a whole different set of skills that I wasn't expecting.
It's pretty much everything you know about road racing and throw it out the window.
Yeah.
you enter a corner, you're like, let go of the wheel.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
But, oh, I hit angle.
What does that mean? You hit angle?
So I hit max angle. I hit lock on the steering wheel. And I couldn't have any more angle.
Okay.
Man, you're gapping me right now, honestly.
Am I going too fast? Like, is that a thing?
No, you're good. Speed is advised, honestly. That's an example of a good strategy to use to try and outrun the chase car, I guess you could say, is if you have a faster car, use that to your advantage, and then they won't be as close to you, which ultimately takes their points down. I mean, I don't know if it's distracting you or what's going on, but you are putting a really clean rundown.
As I hit the wall, you say that.
Oh, okay, I see you.
Oh,
I see
yeah.
my little passenger window.
It worked there because I downshifted to first.
Now that I had an understanding of the basics, it was time to move to a bigger and better track. And this one just so happens to be one of the IRL tracks that I'll be practicing at in Japan in just 2 weeks' time. So getting this track right in the sim could have a huge impact on my performance in the real car.
So this is a pretty fast track. This is a third gear, just straight go for it. So I just grabbed second there. Grab third around the bend. Clutch kick over the bend. That was way too much. Alright, don't take that out of the video. Take that out of the video. That's trash. So grab second there. Grab third right around here. Clutch kick over this bend. Clutch kick again into the wall. And then e-brake for this zone. Shift back to second. And then I just ride second out that entire corner. You should shut it down right there. And then just collect yourself and all your friends at the bottom here.
Okay, gotcha.
By the way, guys, if you enjoy these videos where I'm coached by a real professional, I did this once before with my good friend Swelio, who's a professional esports racer. You guys are constantly asking me for tips and tricks on how you can be faster in the sim, so I'd actually highly recommend going and checking out Swelio's course. He's laid out dozens of topics ranging from the most basic of driving topics from, let's say, racing lines to braking points to muscle relaxation, to then the super advanced topics like maximum rotation point, passive counter steering, and many, many more. This course is all inclusive and you have access to it for life. I've personally learned a ton from this course, so I know you guys are going to as well. So be sure to use code CameronDOS20 for 20% off at checkout, or use the link down in the description. But anyways, let's get back to the drifting.
I would advise, just to start learning the track, don't do the clutch kick over the hill. Just drive up to the corner and either e-brake or clutch kick when you get there. Alright, my turn to follow.
I didn't listen. Oh. Oh my. Alright, attempt number 2.
Yeah. Nothing happened.
I keep turning a bit early for that corner.
And these cars are really gripped up as well, so it's, if you're not on point, it's not forgiving.
Ah.
I was starting to realize just how much more complicated drifting actually is. Sliding a car is not difficult at all, but sliding precisely, now that's a whole different story. And it was beginning to make me a little bit nervous.
I'm still trying to figure out exactly the timing for this first corner.
Yeah, right around here. Right when you're about parallel with that red light, I clutch kick.
Oh. Wow, it's so tough in the smoke to see where I am. Jesus. Oh, this is tough. This is really tough.
Just gonna... Oh my god!
Oh, you're in the world.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie though, it took several laps before I had anything that looked remotely cohesive. But eventually, we did.
All right. Okay, that was really good. That was a really good entry.
And then Rhys instantly humbled me the next lap.
That's crazy.
I did not think I was holding that. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
That was full send.
I was completely. I locked eye contact with your character. I was like,
Are you clutch kicking it over the hill? Ah, no.
Ooh.
And we're dead.
While my grip racing experience seemed to be helping me with a lot of the basics, it was also causing a lot of bad habits that just don't work for drifting.
I think my natural inclination is to use the foot brake a lot on this track, and I think that's what's messing up the precision on the entries. Are you using the foot brake at all?
Left foot braking is a big thing to
Okay.
slow your wheel speed down.
I'm kind of right foot braking right at the corner entries to try and slow me down, but I feel like that's what's making it hard.
It'd be best to hand brake right there. I'm not even really hand braking because I need as much speed as I can to make sure I don't go a little too short and hit a wall. Oh!
Yeah, it's gonna take me a few days, I think, in real life before I do the over the hill send.
Nice, you didn't angle up there.
Angle up meaning like max angle?
Yeah.
So
Angle
that's a
up
bad thing?
Yeah, it's where you just hit max angle and pretty much spin.
Now that I was getting more comfortable in the lower powered cars at Ebisu, I wanted to prove to Rhys that I wasn't really this bad of a drifter. So we decided to hop in some 1200 horsepower pro drift cars on a pro track to show him what I'm really made of.
Right there's a line in the middle. The chase car would be on the right. Lead car would be on the left. So this is what I was talking about with the zones. You want to try and get the back end of your car right there. So there's a clip right here. You want the front end of your car to be right there. There's no zone right here, so you just have a middle line. Transition out, put the back end of your car right here. Transition, put the back end of your car right here. Slow some speed right here, ride this entire wall.
Wow, okay.
Extend it all the way out to right here. Put the back end of your car right here. Slow down a lot. Hit this inner clip, and then final out zone. Alright, you ready?
Yep. Oops, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
This is tough. I thought this higher horsepower car was gonna make it easier, but I don't think it is.
Oh, that's not indestructible. Yeah, usually it's easier with these, but it's harder to handle them because of how fast you're going. You need to make more adjustments and stuff like that. One really fun thing that I found out that you can do is you can just pop your car straight into reverse if you don't have knee brake. It'll see, like, I'll just... Ready? just...
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Little
crazy.
reverse pop.
I don't think I'm skilled enough to do that yet.
It actually worked.
Wow.
These are very fun cars to drive, but it's just, you always have to be on top of your A game when driving them.
Yeah, you cannot relax in this thing even for a second.
So it turns out that having a high horsepower car doesn't actually solve the problem of being a bad driver. So I thought maybe if we switched to another track and another car, that it would somehow solve all my problems. And to make matters worse, it happened to be the hardest track of the bunch.
Okay, this feels way more drivable than the other cart already. Oh, maybe not. I just hit a wall. Is there anything that you're like, that is like 100% unrealistic? Like, this is the one thing that Sims need to figure out?
Honestly, no. I like directing as many people to Sims as possible just because it's a perfect, much cheaper alternative. I'd say like crash physics are a little bit off, but you're never going to get that to be like real life.
Yeah.
This car feels really loose. I don't know why. It feels like I don't have that much grip. Like the first thing in your head is, oh, you're just blowing the tires off. You don't want grip at all. But that's why people are running 315s, big meaty tires, is that it makes you go a lot faster and you have a lot more grip as well. So it makes it easier to point the car.
I'm definitely more comfortable in the lower horsepower cars for sure, which I'm glad because that's what I need to know.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've learned a lot here.
You definitely and I've gotten much better. I've seen the improvement.
I sort of know what I need to do. It's more just being consistent and picking
Very
reference
true.
points as well. I think it'll be good in real life because then it'll be confined to like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 tracks, and then I can just keep working on the same reference. And also being a lower horsepower car is probably a little less deadly for me.
It comes with consistency. If you're just on here driving, you're just gonna get better and better and better. As of what I've seen today, I definitely think you're gonna be fine when you go over to Ebisu. So.
Okay, whew. That's good to hear, right? Because if you had said, no, you're an absolute hazard, don't do it, I would listen to you and not do it.
Take it in baby steps.
Yeah, okay.
So my grip driving skills are certainly helping with a lot of the basics, but I've got a lot of work to do when I get to Japan, especially if I'm going to be ready to tandem with the legendary drifter Daigo Sato. Make sure you subscribe because I'll be traveling to Japan in the next episode to reveal my brand new drift car, and also be sure to check out Rhys' socials in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one.